Hey everyone, and welcome to the Business Newsletter Recap Podcast. My name is Nathan Pohl, and I'm excited to get this project kicked off. I'm a digital marketer and a business nerd by day. I manage ad campaigns for Tommy's Express, one of the largest car wash brands in the world. On top of getting my hands dirty with Google, YouTube, and Meta ads every day, I've racked up thousands of hours of business newsletter reading and podcast listening. I genuinely enjoy learning, and the stories of other marketers, salesmen, entrepreneurs, and business owners inspire me to chase after my own business goals, which is why I'm here starting this podcast. My goal is to bring you the highlights of some of the top business newsletters out there in podcast format, so you can get curated business reading done while you're on your commute or mowing your lawn. Maybe you'll discover some new business thought leaders to follow as well. Each episode, I'll be featuring specific editions of 2 to 3 newsletters that I found most insightful. If any newsletter is particularly beneficial to you, I will have links in the show notes to follow the creators on social media and to sign up for their newsletter for yourself. Want to hear a particular newsletter or topic covered? My email will be in the show notes as well, and I would appreciate your feedback. Our first newsletter comes from Demand Curve, run by Neal O'Grady and Justin Setzer. They are an amazing ad management agency for startups and share growth tips with over 100,000 subscribers to their newsletter. Neal is also a fantastic follow on LinkedIn if you are interested in anything related to startup growth and marketing. He posts some fantastic content. Today's edition is from September, which breaks down why Athletic Greens can charge a premium price for their product. Some quick context, if you haven't heard of it, Athletic Greens, or AG1, is a supplement brand that offers a blend of green multivitamins and probiotics that you scoop and mix into a drink every day. They're a relatively newer brand and have put a lot of money into marketing. Some of their partnerships include Andrew Huberman of Huberman Labs fame, Lewis Hamilton, an F1 driver, and multi-time Olympic gold medalist Allison Felix. Multivitamins and probiotics are a big business, with tons of brands in the space, and AG1 is more expensive than most of them. In the Demand Curve newsletter, they mentioned that they went to Costco and got a competing green supplement powder for 6 times less than the price of Athletic Greens. So how can they charge so much? The answer is in masterful positioning and doing a lot of common things extremely well. First off, they use social proof, clinical trials, and trusted partners in all of their messaging. You instantly see them tout their 47,000 5-star reviews. You can scroll through famous doctors, athletes, and CEOs who love AG1, and they show their demonstrated health improvements in clinical trials they have run. None of these things are unique to them, or even their industry, but think of how many brands hardly emphasize or execute on just one of these elements of proof. Another way they command such a high price point in a crowded market is by literally positioning themselves as their own market. On their website, they don't call themselves a multivitamin, or a probiotic, or a greens powder. Their website features a whole chart with their benefits stacked up to those 3 individual categories, because they are a foundational nutrition supplement. The average person probably doesn't have a clue what that means, but it sounds different and more advanced than just a multivitamin and avoids comparisons to cheaper alternatives. This strategy is called category design, and if you look hard enough, most major brands with a lot of competitors do this. HubSpot is an inbound marketing solution, not a CRM. Gong.io is a conversational intelligence company, not a meeting recording software. Many marketing agencies call themselves growth agencies to imply more value for their services. Finally, AG1 demonstrates extremely high quality to justify their prices. They highlight how many verified ingredients they have and the rigorous safety standards they hold up to, building their own reputation while simultaneously calling out their industry, which is known for lax regulatory standards. Not only that, but all their imagery is crisp, and the design of their website is sleek and minimalistic. Think Apple, but for supplement powder. All of their effort to make their product high quality would be undone if their branding was sloppy and hard to maneuver. A lot of people would say that how nice a brand looks has little to do with how they choose a product, but more often than not, their wallet contradicts them. Many brands do 1 or 2 of the things that AG1 does, but Demand Curve broke down really well how many different things they do to truly separate from the competition. There is good reason why they make over $500 million every year. Our second featured newsletter is The Psychology of Marketing, written by Stacked Marketer. They're a marketing media company with a couple of different newsletters that are great for anyone looking to stay up to date in the industry, but The Psychology of Marketing is probably my favorite, although I am a little biased, having studied both in college. They do a fantastic job of breaking down psychological principles and how to apply them to make your marketing better. We're looking at their recent edition from September 5th on the endowment effect. To demonstrate the endowment effect, the newsletter tells this story. In the 1980s, Chrysler ran a promotion to try to save themselves from bankruptcy. They offered customers a 30-day money-back guarantee. People could drive a brand new Chrysler home, and if they didn't like it, they could return it within the first 4 weeks. But the number of people who actually returned their car within 30 days was less than 1%. That's the endowment effect. In 1990, a group of researchers led by Nobel Prize winner Daniel Kahneman ran an experiment to determine if we value objects we own more than those that we don't. As it turns out, we do. A lot. They found that we tend to value objects we own by approximately 2.5 times more, from big things like real estate to small items like coffee mugs. Those researchers were the ones to name the endowment effect, and it has some powerful uses in business. The most obvious example is to offer your own money-back guarantee. Of course, this requires you to have a fantastic product that you know people will like, otherwise this could backfire. But it should go without saying that you shouldn't be marketing terrible products anyway. It's bad business. It's easy to see this effect with physical objects where a customer could take them home, but the newsletter addresses the effect for digital products as well. The key is to maximize interactivity. Companies like Lowe's, Home Depot, and IKEA use VR on their websites to showcase what paint colors or furniture would look good in your home. Many SaaS companies create sandbox accounts for users to do self-guided demos of their product. The more interactive you can make your marketing and sales collateral, the more you can use this principle in your favor. Finally, use copy that emphasizes ownership. You don't even need to see the iPhone ad that they reference in the newsletter to hear the principle being utilized in the copy. The ad reads, "Your photo, your font, your widgets, your iPhone." This instantly gets readers thinking about owning the product and therefore valuing it more. Quick break here. Hey, if you're looking to advertise to busy business professionals or promote your business podcast to a similar audience, I would love to hear from you. Let's get your message in this spot on the next episode. Now, back to the show. Our final newsletter comes from Avalanche Creative, a content and search engine optimization agency remotely based out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Lance Beaudry is the co-founder with his wife Rayanne, and he puts together a really valuable newsletter with his team every week, breaking down marketing and SEO tips to help your business get ahead. I have a ton of respect for the work they do and would encourage you to reach out if your business needs SEO help. Today's feature edition of their newsletter was published this summer, but has stuck with me because of one key statistic. The second sentence drops this food for thought. 15% of Google searches annually have never been searched before. Let me read that again. 15% of Google searches annually have never been searched before. When you think about the thousands of searches that happen on Google every second, 15% adds up to a huge number. The point in highlighting that statistic is to call out the blind spot that most keyword tools like SEMrush, Ahrefs, or Google Trends have when it comes to researching keywords related to your business. They will give you plenty of stats about generic keywords, and some data on common phrases that have plenty of past results that pop into Google, but you'll also find that there are plenty of keywords that show up with no search volume. Now, it's not feasible to completely optimize your site and content to go after keywords with no past search history. It's still a better idea to focus your energy on higher volume keywords that your business likely already ranks for if you are doing things right. But at any given time, you will have an approximately 15% blind spot of searches that have never existed. And when someone does search for that term, Google will give a results page. It's up to you to be able to show up when they do. Avalanche finishes off the newsletter by recommending an exercise to help identify low or no volume search terms that would be hyper-specific to your business. You can use any of the keyword tools I mentioned to help spark ideas and think of what types of customers use your product. For me, in the car wash industry, a couple of terms that I came up with from the exercise were electric vehicle car wash, Cybertruck car wash, and limo car wash, thinking of hyper-specific use cases for our brand. Other examples might be comparison keywords with your brand and a small or brand new competitor, or comparison keywords for two other competitors that share a keyword that you could jump in on. Hopefully this sparks ideas for you to avoid a gap in your content and SEO plans. That brings us to the end of the first episode. Thanks for listening this far. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, you can find sign-up links and more information about Demand Curve, the psychology of marketing, and Avalanche Creative in the show notes. If you have a newsletter or business topic that you want to see me highlight in a future episode, please reach out. My contact information is in the show notes as well, and I would love to hear from you. And finally, if you enjoyed this episode, it is 100% free to leave a review on whatever platform you are listening on right now. I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on Business Newsletter Recap.